Alright guys, well, I messed up. Hey, thanks for joining me in. On this video, we're going to be transforming the stairs and railing on this little deck. So what we're going to be doing is widening out the stairs so they are the same width as the deck. A few of these stringers underneath are kind of rotted out, so we're going to replace those, and then we're going to add some new railings with some aluminum spindles on both of the stairs, or on both sides of the stairs, and then do an actual railing up on the deck part as well. So it's going to be a simple little job. Should be pretty straightforward. So why don't you come with as I go to Menards to pick up the materials we need, and then we're going to get working on doing a little bit of demo and replacing the boards. If you put your cart back, why don't you go ahead and like this video and subscribe too while you're at it. So on the railing, I'm going with a wood deck rail that'll have some of these aluminum spindles in the middle. So I gotta grab 2 for each side of the stairs and then 1 for the top deck part. Two by 12 by 10, 3 of those guys. All right, order our stuff. So they have pretty good indoor lumber yard here, but if you want any pressure treated or a lot of the dimensional lumber is outside. So you just get it at the customer service desk here, then head to the back. Always put your cart back. Just be a good person and do that. And if you put your cart back, why don't you go ahead and like this video and subscribe too while you're at it. All right, let's go to the yard and pick up the rest of our materials. Show you guys something cool that you can do here. So I forgot to add on a 2x8 in the store, but if you come out here in the yard, they've got the QR codes. Pull out your Menards app, scan that, add the cart, check out right on the app. Can't let you see my details. Processing, there we go. Got the purchase order, and now I'm gonna grab one of those. Show that in the truck, and then when I go out, I'll just have them scan this on top of the order that I already did. All right, let's find a good one. Yikes. Ooh. Oh, they're wet. There we go. All right, we got it all. Let's go check out. How you doing? Good. All right, so I've actually got 2 orders here. I just did another one on email, but this is for the majority of it. Head home tomorrow morning. We're gonna start repairing that deck. So, unless something crazy happens, we will see you guys tomorrow morning. Hey, good morning. Time to start working on the deck. Bringing the truck over with the materials, and then we'll get going with a little bit of demo, remove the existing stairs and the stringers, and then start rebuilding. here's what we got going today. So this is the original stairs handrail that's come off a few times. I've got a screw in there right now that's holding it. Bottom board, the last piece of our stringer is broken, and then this railing that we've got here, just these 2x4s. Same on this side. It works well, but there's a few younger kids, and mine in particular, she likes to stand on this, lean up over this, and pretend like she's balancing on there to fly. So we're going to remove these, and we got a really nice rail section that we're going to put in here. A little section of railing in this post is going to get removed, and then we're going to widen our stairs. So the stairs are going to go all the way out to this post, all the way to here. Still the same amount of stairs coming down, but we're going to have a really nice wide staircase here. And then we're going to do a new railing on that side and a new railing on this side. The first thing we're going to start doing is some demo work, and that's always fun. Pretty much right here, but I need to pull this off anyways because we're going to replace this post. This post, we're going to do a new board right here. So these have got to come off anyways. Go. Stringers are off. Trim that piece back a little bit. Thankfully, I'm just going to save these stringers, and then I'll trace those for my templates so I don't have to refigure it all out. We've got a good, this one's a nice solid one that we can work with. Alright guys, well, I messed up. I could have sworn the decking that we had was just a green treated, but it's the cedar tone deck board, which just means that it's cedar boards, but then that's also chemically treated to help even more with the rot resistance. So I'm gonna run back into town, go return this regular green treated deck boards and grab some of the cedar tone deck boards. So do that, and then we'll be back at it. All right guys, we are back in business. The right boards, and it is time to lay out, trace out, and start cutting the stringers. I got 3 new boards. This one over here is in decent shape. We're going to use it, and we're going to do all 4. So we'll have 4 stringers going across there, and these stairs are going to be rock solid, which will be good because the plan or the thought is that people might just kind of end up sitting on them, hanging out. So we want to make sure that they're ready to hold all that extra weight. Here we go. Although one thing you want to do, figure out where your crown is on your board. And if you're not sure what the crown is, you stand a board on the edge. Every board is going to have a slight hump or a slight crown on it, and then the inverse of it will be a swoop with a cup on it. So stand it up on edge like this. Kind of eyeball it, look down, and this is definitely my crown side. See if you guys can see it. Yeah, it's hard to tell, but in the middle there, it just kind of slightly goes up and down, so we know that that's the crown. Whatever way you do it, crown up or crown down, you just want to make sure that they're all, your stringers are all laid out the same. because if you got one that the crown's up and the next one the crown's down, when you put your step boards on, you're going to have a swoop in it. So I'm going to keep my crown up, and then the upside is where I'm going to do all the cutouts on it. So another good thing to do, like if you're laying out studs, you're doing anything, wherever your crown side is, just take an X, put it on, like put it on the top of the board. That way when you look at it, you got a quick visualization to know where your crown is. All right, so my crown is going up. Lay this out. I got a little bit extra than what I needed, but that's good, because then sometimes the edge of these boards are split or cracked. I can make sure I've got a good solid end on both sides, and then once you've got that there, this, I'm just going to trace it out and then we'll cut them. Then the other thing to do, another important thing to do is whatever board you use as your template, use that on all of them. So since this is the one that I'm going off of, I'm going to use this old one and trace it onto all three of my new ones. Then it just helps keep everything consistent. All right, so there it is. Got everything all drawn, traced out. I'll leave you guys back over there. That was a good spot. I think it's time to retire that saw. I've had that for many, many years. At least 14 years since it's probably at least 12 years. And I have used it on a lot of jobs, but just eating up batteries right now, and the motor doesn't sound very strong. 1.5 inch treated board like this, if you're not coming straight on, if you got a little bit, if your blade's gonna really catch, it should be able to power through more than it is right now. I mean, it doesn't take much for that blade to stop. So limp it through this job, and then might have to look at finding a new one. Shucks, new tools. Oh, bummer. Down one. I'm in the jungle. All right, so what I'm doing now I'm just temporarily fastening the stringers up at the top, and then I'll put my level on it, which I got to go grab, make sure that first one's level, and then I'm going to work my way down to the bottom. And just because I've just got one screw in it, that'll give me some room to wiggle it. Then I can move it out of the way and probably have to dig out some dirt. That way it all sits at the bottom of our stringers. We want them all sitting level, obviously, across that step. So just doing a temporary setup until we're ready for the rest of it. Alright, so those are all fastened up on the top, and then down here I'm just going to kind of work the dirt, shovel, clean it out, those are all nice and flat, and then I'll run a board across the front and tie all those together so they're nice and solid. And this one is sitting higher than the other three, so I'm going to drop it down a little bit and then dig it out. All right, so just did a few minor adjustments So this one, which I thought was my high one, or sorry, yeah, this one here I just had way too high, so I unscrewed it, dropped it down a little bit. And now, I mean, we're just kissing all of them, and I'm happy with that. Bring it down to the bottom. These ones are just a tad bit low here, so, but that's all right because that gives a little bit of room to shim underneath, so I can raise those ones up. But from our outside, I mean, that looks really good. So I'm just gonna shim those bottoms a little bit, pack some dirt underneath them just to get them up a little bit, or might make a shim with some of this little bit of the cedar just to get that up a little bit. And then I'll go up on the top, measure up on the top, bring that measurement down here, attach those together, and then we'll essentially kind of get it squared off best we can. And then it's time to start cutting treads and putting those on. So that's what I got to do here next. That looks real good. Come up to the top here, finish screwing our treads into our joists, get those all nice and tight. We'll take a measurement across the top and go down the bottom. Just using a basic 3-inch screw here, number 10, and make sure that you get something that's rated for exterior. They got that special coat on them so it doesn't rot out, or sorry, so it doesn't rust out on you. All right, time to get this guy off and all right. I'm gonna get the rest of the deck boards out, or a few of those, and start cutting them. I'm gonna do one down front. So I picked up, I've got 7 steps, I picked up 8 boards. So one board will do each step. So I knew I needed an extra one for the front here. And then that other one will go on the vertical on the bottom of the stringer, just to give it a really nice finished look out front. So I'm gonna cut that one. That way I can screw these all in, make sure they're all the right spacing, and that'll square everything up. And there we go. Nice cut edge. All right, I've got my board measured for the vertical on the edge of the stringer. So I got to rip an inch off of that, and then we'll screw it onto the front. Now I got to cut out some space here, the grass. So now I'm going to grab the measurements between these 2 stringers up at top, duplicate it here, and then vice versa, and then next one. All right, so there's our frame. Same measurements up there as down here. Same there, same down here. And I'm gonna kind of have to eyeball it, but I'm pretty sure the whole thing needs to get shifted this way just a hair. All right, so the goal for the rest of this short evening here, the sun is gone, mosquitoes are starting to come out. I'm gonna pull those guys out, get them on the horses, and just try and make all my cuts and throw them on the stringers. And then tomorrow, when it's done raining, and I've got sunshine, I'll come back out here and we'll screw them all down, get the post on, and start working on the rails. But see if we can get it cut before it starts raining or the mosquitoes just eat me alive. So I'm gonna set you guys down and let's get cutting. Got them all cut. It looks pretty good. Feels pretty solid, even though we're not attached yet. And it's getting dark quick. The mosquitoes are coming out, so I'm gonna clean up, get all my tools put away, and cardboard, because it's supposed to rain tonight and tomorrow morning. And we'll go inside and do some work. But we're done for now out here. It's already looking good. Kenny, what do you think of the stairs? Well, not all the way done.
Can it go up that way?
Yeah, just careful. Kenny, what do you think of the stairs?
I think it's pretty.
You think they're pretty?
Yeah.
Thank you. No, they came like that. Just be careful up there. There's nothing, there's no board yet. What do you think? They nice? Yeah. Time to pack up, and then we'll see you guys in the morning. All right, guys, good morning. Day 2 of the deck build. So, gotta get everything on there, get it all screwed down. I swapped the stringers out, so this one here is the old one, and I wanted to put that one in the middle in case it rots out sooner than the other ones. It won't be as much of a structural issue as opposed to it being on the end. But now I got to get all the deck boards back on there, and then we're going to screw it all down and tie it all together. So there's the pile of deck boards. Let me see if I can get this right here the first time. All right, you guys ready? That didn't work. Let's try this. There we go. Oh yeah. Nice and solid. All right, it is time to start working on the stair railing, and I want to show you guys what I'm doing. And I kind of figured out my game plan here off camera, but ready to show you guys what I've got. So we bought a stair railing kit. So it comes with the bottom piece, top piece, and then this cap. So these are all pre-drilled, so they will accept pretty much any 3/4 inch dowel, baluster, whatever you want to call them, to go in there. So we've got these gloss matte black ones, so each one of those has one, and then it'll fit up top of that. But you always got to make sure you got your angle right, distance for your post over here. So I had it out, I had it on the bottom step, that bottom one, so I had to bring it back here. Right, this is ready to get leveled off, tightened down, screwed on. And then basically I'm setting my railing about a 1/2 inch up off of my stair treads. And the reason I'm doing that is because this is about a 36-inch finished height with everything on it. And typically your handrail on your stairs, you want anywhere from 34 to 38, depending on what state you're in. So mine is going to be just a little bit over, it'll be about 37 inches, 37.5 inches is where I want to go. And then that 1/2 inch above my stair treads is just how it came out to be a good spot as far as where my bottom rail was sitting. So then I also picked up some of these hanger brackets, which they work for, like, so in this section here I'm also doing this same type railing So these will work as well. And you can see we've got one on here. We got one screw in temporary holding it. Got one on down there. And then on these top pieces, we'll need one as well. So these will sit on here like this. And then you've got a couple spots here in the back. Put a couple screws through that into this, and then that holds it on there. So everything is all tied in real nice together. And then it'll be the same thing over here on the vertical one. You put your bottom railing wherever you want it, screw that on, drop your 2x4 on it, do the same up there, drop your 2x4 in, and then you got a nice secure railing. So, and it works for the cut of the stair as well, so that's nice. So that is what I'm working on here now. This bottom one is where I want it, so I know where this needs to be. So now I'm going to level my post, get that all anchored in, use my brackets, get that all tightened down and nice and secure, get my bottom one set, tie that one all in, and then I'll drop the top one on, get all the balusters in, drop that top one on, screw that one, and then it's done. So here we go. Nice and solid. Let me show you on the other side of that big leg. Instead of just going through one piece, I doubled this up, screwed this in. That way that big leg bolt is going through this, and then this is tied into the greater piece of the stringer. Just gives it a little extra meat to hold on to. That way there's not so much pressure right on the edge of this, because this could eventually snap off. But once we get our railing screwed into this, top and bottom screwed into the house, and once that all gets tied together, that'll give a lot of rigidity and strength as well. All right, so now I'm just going to tighten these brackets down that I was showing you. Oh yeah, that really locked her in. All right, now it's time to put in all of the railings, or the dowels, and then we'll put the top piece on. So that's the rail on, and I forgot to show you guys for the top cap piece. Put an angle on it. It's about a 30 degrees is what mine is. So I've got those on both sides. Drop it in the bottom. Sits on there. Sits on there, and then put a couple screws through the top, basically just to hold her, because that's just more decorative than anything else. So put a couple screws in it, and then that one is done. There we go. One railing done. Looking really good. I'm excited. Good morning. Welcome back to day 3, and hopefully the last day here. We're going to get the last 2 rails up. We're going to do the stair rail next, so I'm going to pull all that stuff out. Alright, so after seeing how nice the steps look, I'll show you. We're going to replace these boards up here as well. A little bit faded. We got a rug here. Cut these two pieces out. Start getting these loosened up. Get the railing ready. Okay, so my gap here is 69 inches. Just like that, I've got one here, the straight wood deck rail. So I'm going to pull that out, measure those, factor in for the bracket, and then I'll give you a tip for when you're cutting your banisters or your railings. So, I mean, these ones all came from the factory, so you got your space here is the same as that, which is different. This space is different than this space. But since I'm having to cut my railings down, I want to find the middle, and then we'll go out from the middle. That way my gap on the ends are the same, and that way it's consistent all the way across. It's not as crucial when you're doing one section like this, but when you start doing multiple sections, you want to have your balusters and your spacing as even as you can going all the way across. It just looks a lot better. So I'll pull those out, we'll get the brackets on, and we'll keep on rolling. So wondering why I've got this little mini speed square. Any speed square. You want to be able to cut nice and straight with your skill saw, circular saw, whatever you want to call it. Get a speed square. I've got my line here. Put that down on it. Figure out right where you're going to be cutting. Slide your square right to your saw. Now you've got a fence, and you can just run this right along your speed square, and you're going to get a perfectly square cut. Boom. Got my other line right here. Perfect cuts on this with a circular saw every single time. All right, so these new deck boards are slightly thicker than the old ones, so it can't quite fit under the siding here. So I've got my little oscillating multi-tool, and we're just gonna cut this off so that way we can tuck this underneath and get it right up to where we want it to go. These are awesome tools. If you don't have one, get one of these. You will wonder how you did without it. Sorry, it's gonna be loud. All the deck boards are on, all screwed down. Looks really good. So next I'm getting this railing. My gap here is 69 1/4. So then you factor in the width of both of the brackets on end. Both of these totaled or 1/4 inch. So now I'm down to 69 inches is what I need. And these are 72. So it worked out pretty easy. All I'm going to do is take 1.5 inches off of each side, and that'll get me right to 69. And then I'll be able to drop those in. So I'm going to get those cut. Screwing these onto the bracket, onto my boards now. That's a wrap on the deck project. Turned out really nice. Really happy with it. So thank you for coming along on this one. I hope you enjoyed seeing how this got put together. I also hope that if you're working on a project similar to this, that you realize you can tackle this. Sometimes it's not as hard as it looks. It can be a little bit intimidating to get started, to get going, but once you get rolling on it, you kind of see how these go together. They're not too bad. And I think this is a fairly easy DIY project that a lot of homeowners can tackle. Just changing out the stairs, getting rid of a few railings, and now with all these kits that a lot of the big box stores have, it definitely makes it a lot easier for doing the stair railings and even the top railings, especially if you're coming in just one section. Obviously, if you're doing a few more other sections or corners, it can get a little bit more tricky and a little bit more tedious. But, whoa, mosquitoes are coming out again. All right, well, if you enjoyed this video, please like it, leave a comment about your favorite part or what you thought was the biggest transformation, the biggest change. Or if you got any questions on a project that you're working on, maybe I can help you out. Leave those as well, and I'll see if there's something I can do for that. Thank you for coming along. I hope you enjoyed this video, and we'll see you on the next one. If you enjoyed this video, please like it and leave a comment about your favorite part. And then, if you want to see more videos, make sure to check out our channel for other camping videos, family adventure videos, and how we built our own off-grid cargo trailer camper. Make sure to subscribe and then hit that bell icon so you'll be notified when we post new videos. We share every Saturday morning and every other Thursday afternoon. Keep an eye out for the random short videos that might get posted. Thanks for watching, and please share the channel if you know someone else who might enjoy this as well. See you on the next adventure.